local president from Central North Correctional Center. Sorry, from Central East Correctional Center. Clark, I'm president. Clark, if you could come up and I've asked Clark to say a few words also. Thank you, Clark. Good morning, everybody. I'm sure Mr. Jackal's going to have a field day with that one. Thank everybody for coming today. Representing the Correctional Officers of the Province of Ontario. As stated, my name is Clark Moss. For 3 years, 3 large facilities. I'm currently headquartered at Central East Correctional Center in Lindsay, Ontario. It's a 1,200 bed maximum security mega jail in the province of Ontario. Over my 23 years in corrections, I have witnessed the operations and the business of corrections change. We as a society have allowed and accepted the movement towards super jails or mega jails in our provinces, in our province. Mine being 10 acres under roof. Now I believe in the advent of super jails housing up to 2,000 inmates. It's time that we not only fund these facilities, but we examine how they operate and what we do within their walls. We in corrections are in the midst of a staffing crisis. Facilities throughout the province are experiencing a shortage of officers and staff. In my particular facility, we have had a complement of 248 full-time officers and a varying complement of unclassified or part-time officers. This complement hasn't changed in the past decade. As Mike has indicated in his earlier speech, the operational needs of these facilities have grown exponentially without the increasing of complement and the failure to hire new officers. The concept of doing more with less, or the equivalent, is a philosophy which cannot be accepted within our provincial jails. That type of philosophy can only come at one cost, and that's the cost of the safety of the officers, the inmates in our care, and the public that we serve. Ontario jails operating in short staff with overcrowding, triple bunking, inability to complete mandatory training, and functioning on officers' overtime, which in turn burns us out. Not only does it burn us out, but operating on overtime is not fiscally responsible and is a burden to us as taxpayers as well. To have more members come down here today was somewhat difficult because I called my scheduling department to find out that they were hiring overtime on a Monday. The beginning of a work week. On top of the safety issues associated that, you combine the issues that we face as a prison system in Ontario jails. We have an exploding protected custody population of inmates. We've had an average increase of 5 to 10% of mentally ill offenders being brought into our custody. That was a concern back in 2010 when our own ADM's office indicated that it's only become worse and worse with mentally ill offenders in our facilities. You combine mentally ill offenders, not only that, but the amount of offenders that are coming in with medically acute issues that have to be more supervision and more need of officers to look after. Also requiring outside specialized treatment, putting our members in the community more, and putting them at risk and the community at risk as well. Not to mention the fact that assaults against staff, inmate on inmate violence has increased. The amount of gangs and gangs mentality and awareness that they possess within inside our walls. How can anyone come to the conclusion that we can maintain safe care, custody, and control of the inmates in our prisons and not expand the amount of officers that we have to operate our jails? If we continue in the direction, it can only be one thing to happen. Correctional officer safety, inmate safety, and public safety will deteriorate. Special care that the offenders need now, I just don't understand how we can get away. Those type of offenders that we have in custody now are hands-on supervision, not direct supervision. supervision behind a glass. Something's got to change in the provincial jails for the safety of all. And on a personal note, talk about the fallen officers and here to pay tribute, that we are. We're here to pay tribute and respect those that paved the way for us in corrections today. Not only those that have fallen in the line of duty, those that have chosen because of their careers, or maybe because of their careers, or